Well, welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. The late Queen's funeral is, of course, a national holiday. The idea is that everyone gets to watch it and to say goodbye to our greatest monarch. It's a state occasion. In practice, it means school closures, shop closures, medical treatments postponed, a struggling economy on standby, even people having to postpone their own funerals because of the funeral on Monday. Even the Golden Arches will go dark, at least until 5 o'clock. McDonald's confirmed that it will shut all 1,300 of its UK stores to allow staff to pay their respects. So is this right, is really the question, or is it over the top? I've got two experts with me, Jenny Kleeman, the broadcaster, and Yvonne Richmond-Tulloch, who's the CEO of At a Loss. So let's talk about this, because when I just heard that Greggs are closing down on Monday, I mean, I did have a wry chuckle, because it means no vegan sausage rolls. Other people, I think, have been ridiculous in their virtue signalling. The Met Office saying they weren't going to do weather updates because it might be disrespectful. I mean, it's absurd. However, I do think that Monday is a unique occasion. What do you think?
It absolutely is. Of course, we've seen it on the media, haven't we, all through these last few days. Our Queen is so special to so many people. She's part of our heritage as a nation here, but she's valued by people all over the world. So there is an important moment here in marking her death and having these 10 days of mourning.
How far do you take it? Like, Centre Parks got themselves into a hell of a mess because they said they were going to basically kick everybody out of their parks because of the funeral. Then under mounting media pressure, they said, all right, you can stay in, but you have to stay inside. Now they've even U-turned that, I think, and so on. It's difficult. If you're like a company like Centre Parks and you've got thousands of people staying there, what do you do if your own staff want to go and pay their respects?
Yes, I mean, that is difficult, isn't it? And we're very used to bank holidays, and in bank holidays, our hospitality industry doesn't close down and so on. So I think we have to acknowledge that this is a bank holiday, but it's also different because we didn't know it was coming. And so lots of people have had things cancel.
I mean, Jenny, I just feel quite strongly this woman was a unique woman. 70 years on the throne. We can at least surely give her one day where the country does actually shut down and pays respects to one person.
My concern with all of this is that it's been left up to businesses to decide whether or not to shut. And I feel that a lot of businesses are doing this out of fear of being castigated for doing the wrong thing or being seen to be
or because their own staff want to pay respect.
But there are ways that you can say, OK, if you want to go and be in the street, go and be in the street. If you want to watch the ceremony, you can watch it. We'll allow it to happen. But I feel like, for example, particularly with schools, I think schools shutting is a mistake. I think there's a real opportunity for kids to learn.
You see, I couldn't disagree more.
I really think that...
I think every child in the country should actually be able to be at home with their family and watch this event.
How many families, though, Piers, how many families do you think, given this bank holiday, are going to take their kids and educate them about constitutional monarchy?
No, a lot are going to watch the funeral together. A lot. I mean, I would say the vast majority of the country will actually watch the funeral.
I think that if schools had a special day where everybody was watching it together and you could learn about the monarchy. My brother-in-law took a citizenship test to learn to come to this country.
It's not like a pandemic where you're sending them home for months on end.
I think a lot of kids are going to be stuck at home playing on computer games because there's nowhere to go, because there's no
But Jenny,
attractions
after 70
and shops
years, surely we can give the Queen 24 hours, can't we?
I think that... I really want my kids to see it. My kids will be watching the funeral, but the funeral ends at a certain point in the afternoon, and then I'm not going to be able to give them the education that they would have at school, where they would learn about this place in history.
Who are you talking about? Why can't you?
Why can't I? Because I'm not a history teacher, and I don't know about constitutional monarchy and explaining.
Bring them round to my house, and I'll give them a little.
Thanks for the invitation. But I think most people, when faced with a bank holiday, won't be using it as a learning moment. And I think that this is a short.
I don't think it's a learning moment. It's a moment of paying tribute and respect, I think, to Queen Elizabeth II. This is our last chance Monday, proper chance as a nation to come completely together and say, for today, it's all about this woman and our gratitude.
Yes, absolutely. But I take your point completely, because they're really...
It's wrong, her point.
There are really mixed views, aren't there, about our monarchy, and...
Actually, it's a very small... there's a small number of Republicans.
I think the thing about our monarchy is it works because we consent to it. The majority of us want it. And once it becomes something where you must have this attitude, you must feel this way,
but we're not doing
it all crumbles apart.
No Republican-thinking person has to watch the funeral. No one's being forced to watch it, but everyone's being given the chance. And I think that is the right thing to do on this day.
And that's the important.
I've got to leave it there. Ladies, thank you both very much indeed. Great to see you both. I appreciate it. That's it from me. Whatever you're up to, keep it uncensored. Good night.